What's the story, everyone? Welcome back to Get Games Fan TV. How are we all getting on? How is the form? So, the championship draw has happened for 2025. The 2025 championship draw, the provincial championship draws they have happened. They have happened. They are here, and we'll go through them one by one on the screen. Yeah, this video, first of all, is going to be a little bit off the cuff. I am currently away here on holiday at the moment in Gran Canaria. I actually have quite the view, which I might show you lads here in the moment for this video, which is becoming quite the team for the videos this year. Also doesn't help that my laptop broke recently as well, so we actually have had no way to make any content, which has been very, very frustrating, but we will sort that. And look, obviously the championship is a good bit away. I think most people didn't even know that the championship draws were happening today. To be honest, I didn't really hear. I knew they were going to happen at some point over the next week. Didn't think they were going to happen today. But yeah, look, some interesting sort of ties in there. I suppose, look, we'll look at the Ulster championship draw first of all. You'll see it on screen there now for 2025, and you can see Donegal versus Derry in the preliminary quarterfinals. You've got Armagh versus Antrim, you've got Fermanagh versus Down, and Tyrone versus Cavan as well. Some repeats of similar games, I suppose, like Donegal versus Derry. I mean, look, when you have provincial championships, you're always going to get sort of similar kind of games, and I suppose that is a little bit no different in the Ulster Championship, and we'll get onto some other provincial championships as well. But yeah, firstly, looking at the Ulster Championship, like Donegal Derry, obviously a repeat of that game from last year. We don't know who the Derry manager is going to be at this moment in time. Could it be Mickey Graham or something of that nature after leaving Leitrim? Probably looks unlikely, but look, that's a conversation for another day. We know Jim McGuinness will be there. We know Donegal are the reigning champions in Ulster. But of course, on the other side of the draw as well, there's some potential, mouth-watering games potentially. When you look at Armagh obviously taking on Antrim, Armagh obviously reigning All-Ireland champions. You'd imagine they would beat Antrim, you would say, fairly comfortably. But you do have the potential of them versus Tyrone in an Ulster semi-final as well, which will be the first time they've played each other in Ulster in quite a while as well, I think. So that will be, that poses to be an interesting game. You've got Monaghan obviously playing the winner of Donegal and Derry. Monaghan obviously with a new manager themselves at the moment as well, and I wouldn't discount them, because even though they're going under the radar with a new managerial appointment that not many people know about, that is vintage Monaghan. They've done that so many times down the years, and that's usually when they actually tend to prove you wrong. You've got Down versus Fermanagh as well, with the winner of that playing obviously Derry, Donegal or Monaghan. So it's going to be tough for Down, I suppose, to get to an Ulster final if they should come through Fermanagh. But at the same time, with the progress they've made, it's going to be very interesting to see. So yeah, do let me know your thoughts on the Ulster Football Championship draw. Certainly some very, very interesting games in there. The Football Championship draw is incredibly underwhelming, I won't lie, because it's literally the exact same as last year. You'll see it on the screen there. You've got Limerick against Cork, with the winner of that playing Kerry, which was the exact same last season. And then you've got Waterford versus Tipperary, with the winner of that playing Clare, which again was the exact same as last year. I think Clare maybe might have played Waterford or something of that nature instead. But yeah, look, once again, you're going to get one of Waterford, Clare or Tipperary to play in the All-Ireland series. Is that like the third year in a row where that's happened? It's probably going to be the third year in a row that Clare reach a Munster final, if we're being honest. And you don't want to take anything away from Waterford or Tipperary, but they're just not at the level of Clare. And Clare, to be fair, probably regressed themselves in the last couple of years. So it's interesting. It is interesting, the same kind of thing again, a little bit underwhelming. Is that a little bit unfair as well on, the division, the teams coming up from Division 3? Increases the pressure even more now on teams that need to win Division 3, because, and obviously it depends on, who goes down from Division 2 as well, of course. But overall, I think it's just disappointing that this is happening again. Don't get me wrong, if Clare win Division 3, I think they should, be in the Sam Maguire. But I do think it is something that they need to look at. Obviously, the Football Review Committee are doing about a million things at the moment. Very, very hard to keep up with them all the same. But I think this is one thing they need to address, in my opinion, because if Clare, I don't know, I just think it's a little bit unfair for the third or fourth team in Division 3 to, and provided Clare don't get promoted, obviously. So yeah, but I don't know, like we're probably going to get the same Munster final again for a third year in a row. And look, I know Leinster football can be quite, repetitive at the best of times. Well, yeah, I'd be curious to know people's opinions on that. Really anticipate a Leinster Championship, of course, the most coveted competition in the history of GAA. And the draw has happened for that as well. And it's kind of just, the same thing, really. You're kind of just looking at it and thinking, who's going to avoid Dublin? Really, like, we'll throw it on the screen there so you can have a proper look at it. Again, similar kind of teams playing each other, really, but I suppose the main thing really is, again, on one side of the draw, you do have both Louth and Kildare, and possibly Westmeath as well. Kildare versus Westmeath, I think, has the making of a very interesting game. Be it like Kildare have kind of dropped down to Division 3. You've obviously got Westmeath coming up to Division 2. Westmeath, a lot of players have left this year, so it's going to be interesting to see how they get on. You've got Louth obviously on one side of the draw. You do have Dublin and Meath on one side of the draw, I think, which will frustrate Meath supporters, and I think it will be a difficult year for them in Division 2, so they can kind of rule out getting to a provincial final if we are being honest. Dublin will play the winners of Wicklow and Longford as well, which, if the GAA doesn't bottle it, should be an away game. It just should be. Send Dublin to, Pierce Glen and Brothers Park or Ockram or wherever you want to send us, but, don't do the quarter final in Croke Park. Come on, the GAA. Surely they need to learn from this kind of crack. But yeah, it's kind of the inevitable, really, when you look at the draw. Some potential, could Offaly obviously in there, maybe with Mickey Hart now. Potential for them to maybe come up against the Dublin or a Meath or something of that nature. So look, it's going to be interesting to see what happens in the Leinster Championship. But overall, again, it's just one of them things about who can really avoid Dublin, if we're being honest. And then last but not least, depending on where you are from, we do have the Connacht Championship draw. We've got New York versus Galway, we've got London versus Roscommon, and Mayo versus Sligo. And again, we'll throw it on the screen so you can have a look. Firstly, in regards to New York, Galway, like, I don't know, I'd just rather if they just put New York up against Leitrim or up against, I suppose Sligo have made progress, but just put New York up against the lowest ranked team every year. It might be Waterford or something like that. Put them into a different province. I just don't really see the benefits of them playing Galway. Like, I mean, they're going to have 4 or 5 months to prepare for an absolute hiding and hammering. I know it's great for, local Galway fans who live out in New York and all that stuff, and fundraising. It's great promotion for New York football, but I just don't really see it. Like, I just think we should be moving away from it. You've got London versus Roscommon as well. Like, I mean, just don't really see the point in that. That's going to be another absolute hiding. Mayo Sligo is an interesting one though, because Sligo, have certainly made progress in recent years. Mayo are going to be interesting. They seem to be standing very still, Mayo, at the moment. They're not really progressing. So could there, we saw Sligo nearly shocked Galway last year. That'll be straight after the league. Mayo will obviously be thinking ahead to other games as well. So there is the potential there for a shock. The winner will be playing Leitrim. Who knows what's going on with Leitrim at the moment? I mean, Mickey Graham must have been the shortest serving manager in Leitrim GA history. And, there are odds for who should be the manager. I'm kind of nearly thinking I should put my own, name in the ring at this stage. But look, and all jokes aside, obviously on the other side of the draw, you've got, what we'd imagine be Galway versus Roscommon. I think definitively now you would have to say Galway are, without question, the best team in Connacht. But look, there's very little between Galway and Mayo in recent seasons. Even Roscommon as well, aren't like a million miles off. So between any three of them and maybe Sligo, who knows, maybe Sligo mightn't be too far off. But again, let me know your thoughts on the draw in the comments down below. Anyway, lads, it's time to get back to some of this lovely sunshine. The sun's actually gone, but it's not a bad view for a video, But yeah, do hit the like button and subscribe if you could. We will drop more videos, more content, everything else, hopefully soon. Need to get the laptop sorted and get back in the swing of things, because without a computer, it's very hard, and you probably see with the quality of this video, it's not even great, that way. But look, we will get things sorted. We'll get things back up and running, definitely, hopefully in the next couple of weeks. But yeah, do let me know your thoughts on the 2025 championship draw. It does feel like an absolute age away. But as we know, like things just creep up ever so quickly. So, and to be fair, it is only what 2 months away now until January. So, it's actually not that far away. But yeah, do let me know your thoughts in the comments down below, and we'll speak to you all again.